So to start off with, this car is orange and not brown. Yeah, if you've watched the Grand Tours episode where they featured this car in the GT, they did a GT episode in season 1, and Jeremy Clarkson brought this, the Aston Martin DB11. Now me, I'm a massive fan of this car. I absolutely love it. Well, why? Look at it. It looks amazing. It sounds incredible. It drives like perfection. This is the GT car of dreams. And it's not a supercar, it's not a sports car, it's a nice Grand Tourer which you can take round the sunny hills of France into the racetracks of Spain and then bring back to your house in Great Britain, and it will run perfectly fine the whole entire time. And that is what this car's meant to do, and it does it so well. But obviously, we can't test that in Forza Motorsport 7. We could have put it into Forza Horizon 3, but we don't do that. We keep it here in FM7. And, well, let's get into why this car's so good. So this 2017 Aston Martin DB11 has been confirmed to be available for purchase this year. Also, actually last year now, so you can purchase one of these if you have a good 300,000 credits in Forza Motorsport 7. Not a clue how much it costs in real life, but it's probably around the same marketing brand, because Aston's never really that expensive, but they do give you a lot for the price. Now, the version we have in Forza Motorsport 7 is the twin turbocharged 5.2 litre V12, which apparently is better when downgraded. So, what I mean by that is, there is a new one confirmed. This is in the real world, where you can get a V8 in it, and it's supposedly better. Now, I obviously don't know, because I've not been able to have the chance to see any of them, as much as I'd like to, or hear them, but I just know that I like the one with the V12. I know Jeremy Clarkson's really looking forward to one with the V8, because it's apparently meant to be better. So yeah. But anyway, so this twin turbocharged 5.2 litre V12 pumps out 608 horsepower, 516 foot-pounds of torque, weighing just over 4,100 pounds. Now, that to me isn't the best thing about this car by far. 608 horsepower, yeah, it's a lot of horsepower. If you put that into like a Fiesta, you'd be absolutely, well, you wouldn't actually be going anywhere, because you'd be going straight, and that's about it, and you'd probably find a tree. But this car, it handles its 600 horsepower very, very well. But the thing is, you've got a V12, a 5.2 litre V12 with twin turbos. How the hell, Aston, have you got so little horsepower out of it? Or why would you even choose to have so little horsepower for it? For me, personally, I would have about 750 horsepower in this car. It's because, you know, it makes it a bit more competitive, it makes it better, it makes it, I don't know, just it makes it more faster. And I mean, yeah, it's a Grand Tour, it's not meant to be fast, it's not meant to be raced around, it's meant to be driven in luxury and happiness and comfort, but yeah and you can definitely tell it's meant to be a GT car when the car weighs over 4,000 pounds. That's a lot of the comfort items, a lot of the leather seating, a lot of the non-carbon fibre things which just give you comfort. As for traction for this car, we know it's front engine, we know it's rear wheel drive, but as for tyres, it's got street tyres as standard, so they're just one level above the standard road tyres that you'll have on your cars at home. And we have 255s on the front and 295s on the rear, so the traction is pretty good. As you can see, I'm just sliding it around now because I can do that. I have the ability to do that because of how good the car control is. It is very easy to get sliding, don't get me wrong, you can be a bit of a moron with the throttle and it will be sliding, but usually it doesn't. Usually it really just enjoys sticking to the floor. It sticks to the track and doesn't really want to slide around. But when you want to slide around, when you want to have fun in your GT car, this Aston Martin will let you do that perfectly well. As for numericals for this car, because I know some of you guys like the numbers more than you like to hear, like you like the stats for this car more than you like to hear how much power it's got. It has 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. Which is a couple of tenths faster than that Porsche Cayenne we took last time. 0 to 60 in 7.9 seconds, which is good. 60 to 0 on 139 feet, 100 to 0 on 332 feet, with a top speed of 199 miles an hour. Now, what you have to realise with this car is statistically, the brakes are worse than the Cayennes. You know, the big SUV we took out last episode? Yeah, this car has further braking distances with a car that's lighter and more powerful. Obviously it's going to do that, but you would expect it to, you know, have better brakes. I mean, to be honest, it's not noticeable. The brakes in this thing are genuinely phenomenal. They are so good, and they just get you stopped, they get you slowed down, they get you just do whatever you want them to. And it's incredible. I don't know, I just love this car. When I reviewed the Ford GT, I was in love with that car. I still am. I've now driven this Aston Martin DB11, which, may I add, when I first drove in Forza Motorsport, in Forza Horizon 3, I felt really slow. In Forza Motorsport 7, it feels phenomenal. But when I drive this thing now, I love it so much. I genuinely love this car, and it is just so incredible. I mean, just look at it, for Christ's sake. It looks incredible, and it drives so incredibly well, and there isn't a thing I really have to pick with this car that I dislike. I mean, the one thing that really kind of, the only little thing that really annoys me is the dashboard. As you can see here, it's got a whole big screen and all it shows you is a speedo. Not really necessary there, Aston, but I'm guessing if you had this car in real life, you'd have lots of different screens you could put up, and that. And then the last thing that really kind of annoys me is the roof is painted black or carbon fibre. I haven't really been close enough to check. I think it's actually made out of carbon fibre. But the thing is, the bottom of the car's painted orange, not brown, as some guys like to say. And the top is just painted orange and painted black. Now I've not seen it with any other colours, see if it's any changed or not. This is the stock colour the car comes in, so, and I really liked it, so I never thought to change it. But yeah. Anyway, we must now get on to the question at hand. Ooh, just how fast, when you're at your own airport, can you get this car to go down the runway for a quarter mile? Now, obviously we've took cars round like this before, kind of like the Porsche Cayman GT4, and the Aston Martin DB11 got a drag time of, I don't have any of this prepared, I'm so sorry, of an 11.345, which is 2/10 faster than Porsche Cayman GT4, but 300ths of a second slower than a Jeep Trackhawk, which puts it into 10th position. Anyway, we've now got 15 minutes, well, I had 15 minutes worth of drifting around my info. Let's just see how much points I could get on its best lap. Now, I thought it was pretty easy, and it was pretty easy to drift, but the thing is, it's very easy to drift to look good. And in Forza Motorsport 7, if you get too much angle, or you reverse entry it, or you spin, or you go too slow, you don't get any points for it. Now, this means I did lose a couple of points around this this lap. This is the best one I got, but it still looks incredible. Look, it looks so good, and I just, oh, it looks incredible while sliding around. Now, like I said, the cars this is really kind of going up against would be the Nissan GTR, the Porsche Cayman, that's the Cayman GT4 obviously, the Audi R8, and cars like that. They're the only kind of sports cars we've taken around. I mean, it is a Grand Tourer, the GTR can be classed as a Grand Tourer obviously. So I think this is the first GT car. I mean, you could say the Cayman GT4's GT car, but yeah, this is the first proper GT car we've taken around and kind of reviewed, and I love it so much. But as you can tell, it is very, as you can see, it is very good drifting. It looks incredible. It was pretty easy to get sliding. You could lose it, obviously. 600 horsepower to the rear wheels. It's obviously going to make you spin them up if you are trying to drift it, and sometimes I just couldn't catch it and whip the back end round I mean, there's this one time I tried to do the Scandinavian flip. That didn't go well. I ended up going the wrong way into the corner. So it could shows you how difficult sometimes it could be to kind of catch the rear end of the car. And then down here was a bit of a problem area for the Aston as well. But the best drift lap we got for the DB11 was a 27,340, which was in 7th place, which is about 500 points in front of the Cayenne that we took around last review, and 700 points behind the Nissan GTR. Now, the big question at hand is how fast can it go round the Suzuka full circuit? We had 5 practice laps and then we did our hot lap with this vehicle, and oh my god, it is again just so incredible to drive. I know it's not meant to be raced, it's meant to be cruised and look good, sound good, and just make you look rich. It's not really meant to go really fast around a racetrack, although it does do that because it's got a lot of horsepower, it's got good traction, it's got good, obviously, lap speed. Now we're coming around to the S-curves, and this is where it is incredible. It's got no understeer at all, and the gears you are in are perfect because you never really spin up the wheels, you just kind of get the power down and you just launch yourself out of these corners, and look at it, it's going side to side grip. It's no drama at all. And we're coming around the final of the S-curves onto the Dunlop curve now, and I think this is probably the biggest problem for the Aston, is just it couldn't really keep the angle I wanted it to without it either getting too much steered in and losing the back end, or not really getting steered in enough. And here around the Degner curves, it is super fast, very good on the brakes, very easy to keep in line. There was a bit of a slide there, but I hit off the curb and it kind of lost traction as you hit the rumble strips. And up here, very fast, cutting the grass a bit there, I'm not gonna lie. And up the uphill hairpin. Now this is obviously the hardest part around the track for most cars. It's a rear wheel drive car, of course it's going to spin its wheels, you've got to get power down there, and that's when it's really going to spin its wheels. But didn't lose that much time, it got its traction very fast, and now we're coming around the very fast left-handers. We're coming up to Spoon right now, and we are hard on the brakes. Look at it leaning around, kind of diving its face into the floor, and now we're coming around Spoon. This is a very good corner for this car. It is a very good corner for most cars. It kind of tightens and then kind of opens up as well for a good acceleration down the back straight now, with the car hitting highs of 165 miles an hour and getting stopped and just having no drama whatsoever, just keeping it all in check like an Aston Martin really should do. Now this is going to be where the car really will struggle. The Casio triangle, we've got some big braking zones into first and second gear corners where this car likes to spin at its wheels, and if you put too much power on it will slide. Coming through the final corner now, it's just power and up through the gears, accelerating towards the line. And this Aston Martin DB11 obviously looked very good, but it sticks with its average into 10th position with a 2:30.071. That was a lot slower than I expected it to be honest. It puts it just in front of the 2012 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 that had a 2:31.226, so a second in front of the Chevrolet Camaro, but it is 3 seconds down on the Porsche Cayman GT4. Which upsets me because I think this car is incredible. I do think it is just so good to drive. I thought it was going to go faster, but it really didn't, and it surprised me. So, my final verdict, should you buy this car in Forza Motorsport 7? And the honest answer, without even having to think about it, is yes. It looks incredible. Any of you guys that like doing your photography and your photography, this car would look great. Like coming here around the Degners, if I got that corner and I could stop the car, coming through that corner really quickly and got the picture of it, it would probably look incredible. And it is a very competitive car, although a lot of time doesn't say it is. It probably can beat that Porsche Cayman GT4 around a lap if it was racing against it. But yeah, it's very fast, good traction, good drift car, decent drag car, very good around the circuit, very good looking. And you should definitely acquire a vehicle like this one. If not, if you can't get this one, of course, which I highly recommend you do, as I throw it off the track. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this review, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more reviews every single week. I'm getting more of these out because you guys are absolutely loving them. I'm bombarding them with so much support and love for this series, and I love making them, so why not make more of them? Anyway, comment down below what you think of this Aston Martin DB11 and what car you want to see reviewed next. The whole series is in a playlist that you can go and see down below. We've got so many cars now. I think this is like the 13th episode of this series, maybe the 14th, somewhere around that, and it's doing very, very well. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. Timothy's Hyper, signing out.